and also your authentication app on Firebase. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Open up the project on Firebase. Or did you create the project on Firebase on Wednesday? Did you create your? Now, don't you say this? On Firebase. So open it up on Firebase, then open up the same project again on your VS Code. The one the design you created that I say you should create, open it up on Firebase. You are not done with the project, Celestine. Yeah? Okay. You can open it up on Firebase also. So now, should have this on your Firebase. Should have this. Do you have this authentication project? Then you should have Auth app. Yes, you should have Auth app as your web application. So if you have that, then you can move on. Yes. So no, just for the like you should have or you should have this authentication. Go to project overview. Go to project overview. Go to project overview. Check it now up here. Yes. So you should have this, right? Then you should have something that looks like a web app here. Let me see. What is the name of your app? What did you keep your app? No, the project that you created, have you opened it? No, no, you have. Good. So if you the same project you created, open it. Just open it up. Now, after opening it, you should have something like this. Go to your project overview. What are you seeing here? Check every project like this, Abby. Good. Then can you see anything like app here? One app. Was that what you gave it? Let me see. Exactly. Now, it's showing one app. You should click on that one app. That means you created something. So just leave it. So you created the application and you copied your this thing, and it's fine. Now, one thing that I want you to know is that before you start building anything on Firebase at all, or anything with any API, you want to first of all read your docs. You want to first of all know what you want to do also. Now, in this case, right, what exactly do we want to do? We want to log in. We want to sign up, right? Those are the two major things, isn't it? So for us to log in and sign up, first of all, we need to create our Firebase config.js, which we've done. And we have our API key, isn't it? Now, next thing is that what we need to also create for what's the name? You need to also create for your login, right? To create for your login, what will you do? You need to go back to the Firebase docs and search for. So I'm going to go to Firebase docs. Let me just go to Firebase in general. Yeah. Open the TechEd project. So I'm going to go to Firebase. I'm just going to open up Fire. I'm just going to open up Firebase. Then we're going to open up docs. I'm going to solve it now. Firebase docs. So we'll check for Firebase docs. Search for Firebase documentation or docs on another tab. Now, I can actually easily build this for you. Build it and then we are done. But again, I'm not interested in what to do to click on it. Now, what exactly do we want to do? First of all, we want to work on authentication, authenticating our users. I want to work on authentication with our web. Now, can you still build here? Now, just click on authentication. Authentication for the build. Now, if you click on authentication, what kind of application are you working on? You're working on a web application, right? So you click on web at this left-hand side here. And then what kind of authentication are you trying to do? Is it an email link authentication, signing with you, or a password authentication? Password authentication, right? So that means you click on, why is it password? Because it requires both password and email. Or at all, it requires password. The email link only requires email. Maybe you see something like you register and you send it. That's email link authentication. Or you say you verify. That's email link. But password is saying that well, you write your email and then your password and it works. Now we're looking for what? Password authentication. Now before then, I want you to come back to your application and go click on build the Firebase project. So if you click on build, can you see authentication? Click on authentication. Yeah? Yeah. Click on not again. Just click on authentication. Oh, there's something wrong with it. Good. So you should get started. I don't know why. I don't know why my own is giving me. I'm coming. Let me check my two first projects. Is that in the yeah? So it should be. So click on authentication. No, not there. I said go back to your Firebase system here. Then click on build and click on authentication. Now, if you click on authentication, you should have something like this that says get started. Is that what you have? Good. Click on get started. Now, if you click on get started, it brings up build. Click on build and click on authentication. Now, if you click on get started, it shows you sign-in methods. The methods you want to use in authenticating your users, right? Now, what methods are you using? You're using what? Email and password. Do you understand? So you click on email and password, and then you enable email and password. Now, if you are going to use email link, you will have just what? Enabled passwordless sign-in, right? We are using password, so leave this one and just enable this one. Then save. Now, if you click on save, you've enabled this, and then you can start what? You can start writing your logic to authenticate your users. Now, so far, do you understand what we've done? Good. Do you have a question? Yes. There's no reason why. There's no reason why you should go back to authentication. Sign in for when I'm possible. So now we have this secured. Now the next thing is to continue with our docs. Now, for your password authentication, if you read it, what is it trying to tell you? It's trying to tell you that if you go through the docs, right, it's going to say, of course, you have to connect your app to Firebase, and then you have to enable password. You've done that, isn't it? Now the next thing is what? Create a password-based account. Now, if you read it, it says to create a new user with a password, complete the following steps in your app sign up page. Now, when a new user signs up using your app's sign up form, complete any new account validation setups that your app requires. Now, what it's just saying is that when a new user signs up, something else will happen. They have to be able to have access to your application. And then, how do they now use it? So to create a new account, right? You will use this particular module from Firebase Authentication. Now, you remember when I talked about module in our last class? What are modules? Yes, talked about modules. But yeah, I remember. What are modules? You asked me what are modules. Eh? No, I said yes. Chris actually asked me a question on the module, but even before he asked, I was like, I was going to explain. Everybody was in class. How did everybody just forget this? How? You listen, you were listening to me. You asked, I asked you, do you understand? Everybody said yes. No. No. I need you to remember, I talked about modules in our last class. That I explained that you can, from one particular file, import another function into another file. Okay, that I import one particular function into another JavaScript file. Then I now imported that function to HTML. That I said the type of module. How did you forget? Exactly. Do you remember now? Is it clear to you now? How did you forget? Okay. Thank God you remember. Thank God. I'll go to church on Sunday. So I'm gonna do what's it? Is it Thanksgiving? So now we have create user with email and password. Now this module is a function already created by Firebase. So all you have to do is what? Import that module inside of your application, inside of Firebase, and start working on it. Now, how are we going to do this? First of all, you need to use this particular import statement, which was import get authentication and create user with email and password. From where? Firebase authentication. You understand it now? But now, what are we using? We are using this is for what's the name? This is for things like this are basically used when we are, how will I put this? So this is for this is like a React application or a framework kind of setting. But we're not using a framework. What are we using? We're using vanilla JavaScript or your normal JavaScript and HTML, right? That's the web space. So yes. That's the normal JavaScript. So now that's basically what we are using. We're not using any framework. So we have to what? We are not going to import it exactly like this. So I'm going to copy this. You can go ahead and copy it. Then come to your Firebase config. Now in your Firebase config, I'm just going to paste it here. But first of all, I need you to check out something. You see this place, right? What do you have here? You have, this is the API link to where? To Firebase. And what exactly are you getting? You are getting what? Firebase dashboard app.js. Do you understand it now? Now, what you are going to be getting, how are you not going to get your authentication? Let me ask that question again. So I'm going to check the link here. So looking at this place now, right? So I've seen what I want to see. So what I'm saying is that what you have import fire initializer, like this was the normal thing that they gave to you, isn't it? This was the normal what's the name module that they gave to you. Now they're now saying that for you to use what's the name, for you to use this module of authentication and what create user with email and password, you need to import it from where? Firebase authentication. But now this is for what? This is for what's the name? A framework. You're not using a framework. You're using what? Plain JavaScript or vanilla JavaScript. Now that means instead of using this, right? You have to what? Import it from where? With this link. So I'm going to copy this link. I'm not going to what? Import it like this. I'm going to what? Paste this link here. You understand? So now I'm now importing it from where? Firebase.js Firebase dash off the app. I'm going to explain it again. What do you have here? You have Firebase off, right? Now, in this place, you have what? Firebase dash app. Can everybody just look at it first for now? You have what? Firebase-app.js. That is to what? Initialize app. Now, how do you now get authentication? They are saying what? Firebase first as up. So all you just have to do is copy this link and replace this app with what? Up. You understand? Because what are you getting? Authentication and not your application. You've gotten the application already. So to do that, copy the link and you change what? To authentication. Now you've gotten what? The get auth and what? Create user with email and password. So it's time for us to create our login. Is it clear to us now? We still having issues understanding this. Okay. Yeah, he's asking a question. Like, what's the question?
After that,
Uh-huh. This one. This one. You don't need this is not what you are using. This is what you are using here. Import initialize app. That's the first one. And it comes with your API. The next one that doesn't come with your API is your get all and create. I said to copy it from here. Just copy this first line from here and paste it there. That's all. Have you done it now? Have we all done it? Yeah. Yes. Yes. I'm just going to come here and so I'm just going to say const of equals to get. Are we here? Are we here? Are you sure everybody's here? What's the question? What's the question? Wait, you cannot see this. Please, I need everybody to follow me again. Follow me again. I'm going to come out to overview. Look at this, it's important. Go to build. Can you see authentication now? Click on authentication. Because what are you trying to do? Authentication, right? On this down here, can you see web? Yeah. Click on web. Can you see password authentication? You understand? Click on where were you seeing web before? Good. Password authentication. Now, if you're on password authentication, you should see this. Can you see it now? Now, copy this one that is up here and paste it in your code. Now, paste it in your firebase config.js. That's what I'm saying. Paste it in your firebase config.js. Have you been able to do it now? Good. So now, after that, we're not going to move on to like the next part. And this part is basically talk about what happens when users get authenticated. What exactly are we going to be doing? Now, let us just go ahead and copy. Now, if you look at this, right, it's saying that const auth equals to what? Get auth, right? Now, what is it saying? Instead of having to call get auth every time, every single time, and you now have to put this two curly braces, all you have to, just like I explained that time, you set auth to a what? To a variable. So right now, instead of having to access this every single time, all you have to do is just call auth and everything will get. Now, looking at this code, block of code here, it is well explained. I'm going to increase my screen in case you can't see. Now, again, they provided everything that you need. Just copy it and add your own additional functionality. What's your own functionality? users should be able to log in. And if users have like, if there's an error, you should be able to see the error. Do you understand? Now, if you look at this place, what exactly are we doing? First of all, we are fetching create user with us email and password from where? From this module, right? And then we are passing some parameters. This is a function. We're passing some parameters. What are the parameters? Authentication, email, and what? Password. Because these are the three things that you need to create your what? To create your account. That is what Firebase is saying. All of these things, you don't need to cram it, but you need to understand it because they provided it for you already. Just copy and paste and use that one. Now, after you've gotten the authentication email and password of the user, what's the next thing? Then get the user credential. Now, if you notice, right, this is not, we're not converting it to JSON, are we? Why are we not converting it to JSON? Why are we not converting it to JSON? Because we are not exactly collecting data from an API. You understand? We are trying to like, okay, get a module, and from that module, we want to get user credentials that has been appended to that module. So, like, for instance, now, if you have email and then you input your email, it is already the email and password that is here. So we're not trying to get the user credential from the email and password. That's the variable that you probably created in this email and password. Now, if you've not gotten the user credential, what do you want? You want to have that user credentials as a user. Do you understand it now? So now, all you have to do here is just copy this particular. Now, but I don't want to have to write it here. I don't want to write it here. And why don't I want to write it here? Because I don't want my page to be too bulky or messy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a login.js file. I'm going to create a login.js file, right? And in this login.js, now in this place, right, this const authentication, right? I'm going to export my auth. I'm going to export my just a moment. I'm going to export my auth, and I'm also going to export my app. I have to understand why I'm doing this. Login.js. Create a file called login.js. But before then, export your app and export your authentication. Just follow my listing. Export your app and export your authentication. Now, before you do that, let me tell you why I'm exporting it. I can go ahead and build on my functionality in this app. You know what? Hold on, let us build all our functionality on this app first. Then, after that, go ahead and probably build it in login.js. Now, let us start building for login. So I'm going to say login, right? I'm going to have this and I call it login here. Now, in this login, right, what exactly am I going to do? I'm going to copy every single detail that they're giving me here. I'm just going to copy it and paste it right here. Now, in this place, what have I just done? I've done what? I've gotten my authentication, my email, and my password. Right? Now, the next thing is that I have to get all of these things that are going to be affecting. Get all. This is it now. So we've done it. No, it doesn't have an empty array. This one here. What's an empty array? This is the get auth is a function. The get auth is a function. That is why, yes, it's a function from where? In Firebase auth. That is why even create user with email and password is also a function. If you notice, that's parentheses. Do you understand? But in the parentheses, you have parameters. Don't forget, parameters are also very important. You have parameters. Now, that's why you have auth equals to get auth. Now, in case you don't want to always have to call this create user with email and password, you can just say login details. Now, let me just show you what I'm trying to say. Now, instead of using this create, I can easily just copy this and I can say const login details, right, equals to this. Do you understand? Now, you understand? Now, instead I can just put what login details. You understand it now? But of course, you can still just call it out like this. Or instead, I can even still carry this authentication right here, Control X, and I can put it right here. You understand? And I can remove this. I don't need this again. Okay, actually still need it. You know what? Let us just put this back here. You understand? Let's show you the function. Do you get it now? Now, this is how you can. Have you seen? Do you see that I put it? But I put login details, just like I did all, get all. I put login details as the variable name for create user with email and password. And then all I have to do is just call login details because it's the same thing as this. You understand? But I'm just going to follow what they did in the this thing, in the doc, right? So we're not going to use create user with email. I'm just showing that you can do it in different ways. Create user with email and password. And then we have what? All email and what? Password. You understand it now? Now this is everything you need. Yeah? You have a question? So now this is everything you need. Every single thing that you need. Now, what else am I going to do now? Now, I'm going to call out all my what's the name? My index.html. So I want to go to my login.html, right? You know what? Let me remove my login.html. Let us just come back here. In this place, right? Let's go to login. In login, what exactly do you need to have your functionality? What exactly do you need for your users to like sign up? Sorry, not login, sign up. Sign up is create now. Login is to sign in. Sign up is create, yeah. So what do your users need to create their account? They need what? Email, password, and then what? Password button, right? So those three things are going to get from our HTML. Do you understand? So you're going to get those three things instead of a JavaScript, which you're done instead of an HTML. So I want you to do the same thing that I'm doing. So we probably have different variable names, right? So if you have different variable names, you can just have to call it. So now, in my own app, where's my sign up? My sign up button is in. What did I do? I mean, my Firebase. What did I do? Yeah. Now, in your sign up, go to your button. So, where's my sign up button? So, my sign up button is as an ID of BTN, right? Sign up button has an ID of what? BTN. Do you understand? Yeah. That's your HTML. So, your own, I don't know what it is. My own is sign up button of what? BTN. As an ID of BTN. Again, your own sign up button is probably different from my own. If you created this application, you should have a sign up button. Because we didn't write the same code, so you have to know this. Good. So go to your HTML. For everybody that are you done with this app? Without good. So go back to your signup.html or wherever your sign up is. Then copy the sign up button ID. Right? Now I'm going to come to my Firebase app. It's fine. Just the ID is what you need. What did you change? Change the span. Fine, but you gave it an ID. Good. Just copy the ID. Just copy the ID. Now, wait, what will the data do? What will it link you? See the value you want to play. You're not going to log in like that. Change it to like a span tag or a G tag. Use span tag. It's fine. I think that it's not a link tag. Or you remove the href. Remove the href to make sure that it's not a link. It's just a normal head. Remove the href. It can also work. Now, that aside, in my register now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this word. Now, my own sign up button is now what? It's now BTN. So I'm just going to say const sign up BTN equals to document dot query selector document the query selector, and I'm going to say what? Hash btn. Eh? btn. So everybody understand what I'm trying to do. I'm in my Firebase config, right? We are going to do all the functionality in Firebase config first, and then we're going to transfer it to in the individual this later. I just wanted to like show you how you can build first of all. Then later we can like put them in their separate files later. So const sign up btn equals to document or query selector. Then what are you getting? btn. That's the first thing, right? The second that I'll be getting is what? Be getting email and password. Now, what is my own ID for password? My own ID for password is what? Password. My own ID for email is what? Email. Where is it? Yeah, email. Where are you lost? What's the ID for your sign-up button? Give me the ID and call it to your browser. Are you done? Are you done now? You know what? Everybody should just wait. We'll do it again. Now, what am I saying? I'm saying that you have your register here. I hope everybody is looking at me. I want, please listen to this for now. Now, what exactly you've copied this function, right? Just keep the function inside. Can you comment it out? Now, what do I want you to do? I want you to bring everything that I'm going to use in what? Registering your users. You need three things. The first thing is what? Your email. Second thing is your password. What's the third one? Your button. At least users will click. Now, those three things, bring it in your JavaScript. And how do you do that? First of all, check their IDs or their class name or whatever you give them. You're dumb now. Dumb manipulation. Now, in this place, what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my email by the ID. What's the ID of my email? Email. The ID of my password is also what? Password. Then the ID of my button is what? ETN. Get those three things in your what? In your JavaScript file, your Firebase config file. Then I'm going to say what? Const sign up ETN, right? Equals to what? I can now say document dot query selector, right? And I'm going to call it what? Hash ETN. That's what I'm saying. Secondly, your email also is still the same thing. Your email, you can say what? Const, let's call it email equals to what? Document dot what? Query selector. Dot query selector. And what I'm going to be getting? A short email. Also, the same thing with your password. Const what? Password equals to what? Document dot what? Query selector. And then you're going to have what? Password. Is it clear to you now? Is it clear? Have you been able to do it? Yeah, please don't click for everything. So that is how you can get all of these things easily. So if you've done that, let me know. Done it. Have you got to the three? So get for sign up BTN, get for email, and get for password also. Those are the three things that you need for now. Huh? You want for the yes. Which if you are signing up, is it the home that users are going to sign up? No. Users are going to sign up on your sign up, what's the name? Your sign up, yeah, first or sign up.html. Or sign up.html, whatever. Wait, how did you guys create your application? You should have login.html, index.html, signup.html. Go to your signup.html, check the password, check the email, and check the submit button. And use the ID in your Firebase config. In your sign up, do you have both login and sign in? Wait. How many just a minute. You have three things, right? While you are creating your application, what did you put? You should have your form, email, password, and submit button. You don't have the key. Why? You did not use form. Wait, I'm coming. Didn't you guys see this thing that I said? You should have your email, password, and sign up. Let me ask you a question again. You don't have email input. Why? What did you do? You guys don't understand what I'm trying to say. If you want to create email, your input of email, how will you create it? Input type email. If you want to create type of password, how will you do it? Input type password. You did not do that. Why? That image is not really important. We would have created that later. What is important is getting your input. I shall give you this thing. No, I understand what you. Why would you do that? Well, what was on the design? Because all of us just see that you just see the email and password. So you just look at two things. They said, because even if you said, what we did was we just gave you the type of text. I would have understood. You did not use any input at all. Why? Again, what you should have done is that whenever you use input or password, automatically everything is masked. What am I saying? There is no image in my code here. Look at my HTML. Where's my sign up? Look at my HTML. Where's my password? Now, look at what I actually placeholder. So, why is it again, that's why I said that sometimes that you ask questions if I'm not sure. Two things. I gave a design. The design has login with email. What is it supposed to say? Being a user, if you want to log in on Facebook, you log in with image. So why did you use image? We had the class here today. Everybody should go back home and try and make the corrections to your points. So